We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
So that security and liberty may prosper together. An informed and alert citizenry. That was President Eisenhower, January 1961, when he was handing the baton to who was going to be the next president, Murr?
I don't know.
JFK.
Okay.
So, what happened to JFK in 1963?
Assassinated.
So, Eisenhower was warning the country that it could be disastrous if this military-industrial complex, which does exist, were to gather enough power to infringe on our liberties. And of course, JFK said, I'm going to tear up the CIA and scatter it in a million pieces into the wind. And then he's assassinated. So that's not what we're going to talk about today. That just gives you a little bit of a look into the time that President Eisenhower was talking there. So I thought that was important as we go into the what you're going to see now with Pete Hegseth. He is the Secretary of War. We used to have that called the Department of Defense. Now it's called the Department of War. That changed. That Department of Defense, as we knew it, was created under Harry S. Truman in 1947. But along with that was when all of that whole global hegemony was being created. So how words mean things. We always say that words mean things. We have not won a war since we were called the Department of Defense. We have only been entrenched in forever wars.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do? We need to go back to when we had a War Department. And we do now have a War Department, because you'll hear from Pete Hegseth. What he did something that has never happened, even as far back as anybody can ever remember. That the head of all the military gathered in 1947 under one heading. Before that, they were not all together. So he, in charge of everything, he called in all of the admirals, generals, the leads of every theater across the world, and brought them to Quantico. In person, you're coming here. Everybody has been wondering since last Friday why. So yesterday morning at Quantico, first Pete Hegseth addressed the everybody that was there, and then President Trump after that. So why? What was the purpose of doing something that has never happened before?
So when you say he gathered everyone at Quantico, who do you mean?
Every general and admiral in charge of any military base anywhere in the world. All of them. You all have to be there.
Our military?
Our military.
Right.
No matter where you were serving, you're coming home.
So even if you're in Kuwait, you're coming to Quantico.
Everywhere. Every place in the United States. Whoever is in charge, if you're in charge of anything and any group of men, the top guy,
yeah,
you're coming. You're admiral, you're coming.
In the world, not just U.S.
In the world.
You said U.S. a second ago. So
I'm sorry.
Everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Everybody in our military stationed everywhere in the world, you're coming home, you're going to be at this thing Monday morning. Yes. So we're going to give you 3 highlights.
Let's hear from Pete.
And this comes from Benny Johnson. If you don't follow him, this comes from him.
This is from his show. You
Yep.
can see it.
We're going to fast forward through and just get to the Pete Hegseth clips because he gathered them. I wish he'd have had one more clip, but he gathered 3 good ones. So we're going to do 3 hits that is going to give you an idea of why he did this. And then I'm going to do the wrap up at the end and tell you what you aren't going to hear from Pete.
Right.
And then you'll be up to date.
So here's the first clip from the Benny Show.
On the subject, let's rock and roll. Thank you, Hegseth.
Fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular hard PT, so can every member of our joint force.
Yes.
Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations or really any formation and see fat troops.
Whoa.
Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon
Whoa.
and leading commands around the...
Oh, basically. Hold on.
and see, words mean things. We're taking words back now. We're not, oh, he's fat shaming.
No.
Nope, he's calling fat.
But that's what so obviously, this is my first time seeing these videos, as usual.
Mm-hmm. And I don't tell her about them, so we get her first up reactions.
She'll send me the links, and she's like, okay, pull this one up, go to this time, and then we're going to watch. And so then that's exactly what happened.
And I wanted to see what you thought when you heard him talk about fat generals and fat admirals and fat troops.
So pretty much he called everybody back to Quantico to tell them they're fat.
That's only part of it.
Oh, shoot.
First thing we're going to do is talk to you about how fat you are, but then we're going from there.
And I can say fat because I am fat. So.
Exactly.
And guess what? It doesn't hurt my feelings because I know
we're
I'm
laughing.
fat.
And we're laughing.
Okay.
We don't have military standards.
All right.
Wish we
It's
did.
true. And I mean, if you want to have a good military, you definitely don't need
Fat generals.
Exactly. All right. Continuing with Pete.
country in the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the joint force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year.
Hell yeah, go Pete.
As well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year. Every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already.
Okay.
Baby.
You can go ahead and find the next one. So the first directive we've got is you are going to do PT every day. We are not going to have fat troops. We're not going to have fat admirals. We're not going to have fat generals. Period. Bad look, bad ethos. We have a warrior ethos, not a fat troop ethos. That's one.
And that is what's happened to America's military generals. Pete Hegseth says no more. He says, prepare for war.
Mm-hmm.
This may well be my favorite clip yet from the speech. Again, Pete Hegseth, if you're just joining us, Pete Hegseth just left the stage. We're going through the highlights of Pete Hegseth's speech as we prepare for Donald Trump to speak to every American flag officer, general, admiral in the U.S. military. The first time it's happened since World War II. Pete Hegseth telling all of his generals, prepare for war.
Yep.
Truth. To ensure peace, we must prepare for war. From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting, preparing for war and preparing to win, unrelenting and uncompromising in that pursuit. Not because we want war. No one here wants war. But it's because we love peace. We love peace for our fellow citizens. They deserve peace, and they rightfully expect us to deliver it. Our number one job, of course, is to be strong so that we can prevent war in the first place. The president talks about it all the time. It's called peace through strength. And as history teaches us, the only people who actually deserve peace are those who are willing to wage war to defend it.
Yep.
Man.
That's why pacifism is so naive and dangerous. It ignores human nature and it ignores human history.
Bingo.
Either you protect your people and your sovereignty, or you will be subservient to something or someone.
Yep.
It's a truth as old as time. And since waging war is so costly in blood and treasure, we owe our republic a military that will win any war we choose.
Republic, not a democracy.
My
Yep.
favorite line of the speech.
So he has now laid the groundwork for we will be war ready, and we will be ready to go in anywhere, anytime, any place necessary, and suck the air out of the lungs of our enemy.
Yep.
Anybody that comes at us, we're going to be ready to take them out. We are a Department of War, not a Department of Defense. And what
We
does
need to be
that
on the
mean?
offense instead of the defense.
We have been nation building for the last 40 years easy. We're done nation building. We're going to go in. We're going to strike where we need to. We're out. We're not going to rebuild anything behind us. Just know that. And that's what he just said. You want to come at America? We'll come at you. We're not going to nation build. We're going to destroy.
Yep.
And then the next up
is led by the very best, ready to answer the nation's call. Fifth, as you have seen, and the media has obsessed over, I have fired a number of senior officers since taking over. The previous chairman, other members of the Joint Chiefs, combatant commanders, and other commanders. The rationale for me has been straightforward. It's nearly impossible to change a culture with the same people who helped create or even benefited from that culture.
100%.
Even if that culture was
Remember
created by
that.
a previous president and previous secretary. My approach has been simple. When in doubt, assess the situation, follow your gut, and if it's the best for the military, make a change. We all serve at the pleasure of the president every single day. But in many ways, it's not their fault. It's not your fault. As foolish and reckless
This
as
is why
the
he
woke
brought them
department
together,
was,
and I'll
those
explain.
officers were following elected political leadership. An entire generation of generals and admirals were told that they must parrot the insane fallacy that, quote, our diversity is our strength. Of course, we know our unity is our strength. They had to put out dizzying DEI and LGBTQI plus statements. They were told females and males are the same thing, or that males who think they're females is totally normal.
Ooh, cooking, bro.
They were told that we need a green fleet and electric tanks. They were told to kick out Americans who refuse an emergency vaccine. They followed civilian policies set by foolish and reckless political leaders.
Oh, man.
Our job, my job, has been to determine which leaders simply did what they must to answer the prerogatives of civilian leadership,
Yep.
and which leaders are truly invested in the woke department and therefore incapable of embracing the war department and executing new lawful orders. That's it. It's that simple. So for the past 8 months, we've gotten a good look under the hood of our officer corps. We've done our best to thoroughly assess the human terrain. We've had to make trade-offs and some difficult decisions. It's more of an art than a science. We have been and will continue to be judicious, but also expeditious. The new compass heading is clear. Out with the Shirellis, the Mackenzies, and the Millies,
Yep.
and in with the Stockdales, the Schwarzkopfs, and the Pattons.
Boy.
Oh, Benny. He loves those.
So that one is self-explanatory. There's one more left, and if I don't hear, because I have watched the whole speech, and I would encourage everybody to take the time to go watch the whole Hegseth one and the whole Trump one. So if he doesn't address the two things that I need you to know after this last clip, I'll give it to you in the wrap up.
And I will put links to the entire speeches in the comment section of these videos.
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
Secretary of War said FAFO. Let's go.
Precision and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, FAFO.
Yes.
If necessary, our troops can translate that for you.
Yeah.
Another way to put it is peace through strength, brought to you by the warrior ethos. And we are restoring both.
FAFO.
This speech today, as I drink my coffee, this speech today is about people, and it's about culture.
Yep.
The topic today is about the nature of ourselves. Because no plan, no program, no reform, no formation will ultimately succeed unless we have the right people and the right culture at the War Department. If I've learned one core lesson in my 8 months in this job, it's that personnel is policy. Personnel is policy.
True.
The best way to take care of troops is to give them good leaders committed to the warfighting culture of the department. Not perfect leaders, good leaders. Competent, qualified, professional, agile, aggressive, innovative, risk-taking, apolitical, faithful to their oath and to the Constitution.
Yep.
That's the way it should be.
Eugene Sledge, in his World War II memoir, wrote, quote, "War is brutish, inglorious, and a terrible waste. Combat leaves an indelible mark on those who are forced to endure it. The only redeeming factors are my comrades' incredible bravery and their devotion to each other. In combat, there are thousands of variables, as I learned in Iraq and Afghanistan, and as so many of you did in so many more places. Leaders can only control about 3 of them. You control how well you're trained, mostly how well you're equipped, and the last variable is how well you lead.
Amen.
After that, you're on your own. Our warfighters are entitled to be led by the best and most capable leaders. That is who we need you all to be. Even then, in combat, even if you do everything right, you may still lose people because the enemy always gets a vote. We have a sacred duty to ensure that our warriors are led by the most capable and qualified combat leaders. This is one thing you and I can control. And we owe it to the force to deliver it. For too long, we have simply not done that. The military has been forced by foolish and reckless politicians to focus on the wrong things. In many ways, this speech is about fixing decades of decay. Some of it obvious, some of it hidden. Or as the chairman has put it, we are clearing out the debris, removing the distractions, clearing the way for leaders to be leaders.
How to heal a wound?
You might say we're
First.
ending the war on warriors.
Wow.
I heard someone wrote a book about that.
He did, and I have it.
For too long, we've promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons. Based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We've pretended that combat arms and non-combat arms are the same thing. We've weeded out so-called toxic leaders under the guise of double-blind psychology assessments, promoting risk-averse, go-along-to-get-along conformists instead. You name it, the department did it. Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way.
Yep.
We became the woke department.
So there is no more woke department. And one of the things that he did, well, when you listen to all of it, he does refer to dudes in dresses. And that's definitely something that I was giggling about. It's like, you're right. Then he was talking about the beard bros. You think that you can be in the military and look however you want to look? Mm-hmm. No, go into special forces if you want that. He's going to be enforcing the grooming standards of the military past. And he discussed all of that. And then finally he said that the standards changed in 2015. And I remember when they changed for combat. The standards for readiness changed because they wanted females to be in combat. So they changed the qualifications for that. That's all gone now.
Good.
So there is one male standard. And he said that. And if you want to try to qualify for that and you think you can in combat, then go for it. But we do not have two standards. We have one. So that 2015 standard that changed so that women could be in combat, that's gone now.
Adios.
So why did he bring everybody together? He wrapped everything up, and that's why I say go listen. I believe it's a 45-minute speech, and he did not use teleprompters, just so you know. He wrapped it up looking at every one of those leaders and said, now that you know where we are, and I'm paraphrasing, now that you know where we are, now that you know what the Department of War is and stands for, if you cannot be that leader, then
see yourself out.
Have enough respect for yourself and the military to resign today and don't get on a plane so that we have to pay for you to go back to where you came from. Period.
Straight up.
So I'm waiting to see how many of them turned in their papers. So he more or less laid out exactly where the military is now. And every leader in the world that leads our military,
for the U.S.
was told, if you go back to your place that you were leading in, you best be knowing that everything that I just told you now is what you're going to be doing.
Bingo.
If you can't do that, you're going to resign, and I'm going to accept it immediately because you're not going back to where I pulled you from.
Wow.
So it was a call to get on board or get the hell out.
Basically, shape up or ship out.
Yep.
Which is how it should be. You should set the bar collectively. You should put everybody down exactly like you did and say, all right, this is where we're at. If you are not on board, adios.
So that's where our military is as of yesterday.
Good.
It's good news. It is very good news. So tomorrow, I had this ready to go for today, and then something dropped 1 hour ago. And it was nope, because she's not on my news timeline. When I saw this, and it's like, what? Click, listen. So I listened to the last, it was 19 minutes, but I'm going to share the first 8 minutes with you tomorrow because my doors were blown off, Mer. Your doors are going to be blown off by what just went down.
I'm ready for it.
You're not.
I'm ready.
You're not ready for it.
I'm the queen of off rip. You know that.
Exactly. Then the day after that, so Wednesday, we're going to have that. Thursday, we're going to have our update on Roblox because we're going to show you what it looks like, how those predators are baiting people, baiting children. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. You're going to watch that video so that you can see those predators go in and out. 6 predators in 1 hour. In 1 hour. It was ridiculous. You need to see that. And so we're going to look at that. Then we have an update from nope, I'm not going to say an update. I'm going to say a lot more information from an attorney and a detective and Chris Hansen and the guy that was catching pedos. The guy that was catching pedos, remember his name's Schlepp.
Yep.
And he, in the game, you're going to see, I'm just going to give you a little heads up.
Little teaser.
In the game, when I'm 14 years old, is it okay? Is it okay? And every one of those pedos says that it was okay. And then when he realizes he's got enough on that pedo, he takes his little guy out comes back in again, and he's got a Chris Hansen face on. So that, and
That's savage.
and then once the Chris Hansen face comes on, the pedo's gone. By that time, it's too late.
Funny how they know who Chris Hansen is.
Exactly. So since he used Chris Hansen's face, Chris Hansen brought him to CrimeCon and brought also the attorney that's working on the Roblox thing in the nation, and also one of the detectives out of Chicago that has been catching these pedos, plus more.
Oh my gosh.
And what these guys tell us about Roblox, gonna blow your mind. So that's coming up tomorrow and the next day.
I'm ready for it. I love this Roblox series.
Oh, wow.
I love that one, and I love the Somalian scam ring. Those are probably my two favorites.
Oh, well, tomorrow you're going to have your mind blown. Because
I guess y'all better get ready for your mind to be blown, too.
we were on the cutting edge of something that we didn't even know was happening until they dropped today. So all the stuff that we've been going, oh, how does nobody know about these scams? How is nobody doing anything? Ta-da! Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, I guess you gotta tune in tomorrow, because now I want to know what's going on.
I know. If we didn't have the family birthday party today,
Yes.
we would go ahead and record that one too.
Birthday
It
today.
is. So stay tuned. We've got that. And then Friday, I think we will start. I need to get you guys understanding how we got here. So I decided that we were going to do a Woodrow Chronicles. So we're going to do one hit on one thing that jerk did. And then that's going to help you understand why we're here today. And
I'll have a whole section dedicated to the Woodrow Chronicles.
Yes. So our first hit on that's going to be Friday, because so much was set in motion in 1913, 1917. 1917 was the beginning of communism in United States. So there you go. That gives us a little bit of what's happening this week.
Can't wait.
But we'll wrap it up now.
We will. Bear with us. We're trying to get back on a regular posting schedule.
Yes.
You can have these videos at 5 a.m., but life has been a little bit busy with birthday prep and other things, and so we're trying our best to make sure we're still getting videos to you. So thanks for sticking with us.
And thank you for being anxious for the drops.
We're not going
I love
anywhere,
that.
I promise. So even if you don't see us post at a normal time, we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
No.
No one can shut us up. So
Never. We got too much to say, too much to tell you.
And there's too much happening to not talk about.
So much is happening.
But we will see you tomorrow in the next one. Have a good night. Adios. And God bless.
Oh.